away? No. Why? Even if it's snatched away, it's taken by Krishna. Krishna is Hari. In this month of Kartik, we know Krishna is Damodar. And the whole story started with he taking something away. And what is that? Butter. Vraje prasiddham navanita chauram. Krishna steals away everything. So if the wealth is given, the devotee considers, oh, this is Krishna's mercy. Krishna has given it to me so that I give in charity. Krishna has given it to me so that I use it for preaching. This is Krishna's mercy. Maintaining wealth, oh, Krishna will maintain. He maintains the whole cosmic creation. Everything is under Krishna's control. Shri Krishna Sharanam Samasta Jagatam Krishnam Vinakagati Krishnena Pratihanyate Kalimalam Krishnaya Karyam Namaha Krishna Trasyati Kala Bhima Bhujago Krishnasya Sarvam Vashe Krishne Bhakti Rakhandita Bhavatu Me Bho Krishna Tvameva Shrayah. Krishnasya Sarvam Vashe. Everything is under Krishna's control. So if Krishna can control and maintain the whole cosmic creation, is it difficult for Krishna to control the wealth that we are possessing which belongs to him? No. And if Krishna takes it away also, no problem. Krishna's mercy. Krishna takes it from me and gives it to somebody else, no problem. Devotee always has faith in Krishna. Avashya rakshive Krishna. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshishyateti vishwaso. The vishwasa that Krishna will protect, there is no problem. Even if wealth is there, even if health is there, Krishna is the maintainer. When we think I got this wealth, so then I'm tensed. Then I become puffed up. Oh, see, I have so much. Then I'm confused how to maintain it. And if I lose it, I lament. All of this because I think this wealth is because of my effort. But Krishna explains, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma karta ahamiti manyate. Ahankara vimudatma. Chapter 3, text 27. Krishna says, anybody who's covered by ahankar, false ego, he forgets Krishna and he thinks it's me. It's me. But actually the underlying fact behind everything is Krishna. Krishna gives the example of the pearl strings and the thread of the necklace which keeps them together. We all seen necklace, pearl necklace. There are pearls strung, but they are strung on a thread. What do we see? We see the pearls. What do we want to buy? The pearls. What do we appreciate? The pearls. But can the pearls string themselves together without the string? Impossible. And is the string seen? No. This is Krishna. Krishna is the one who's keeping everything together. Krishna is the one because of which even insignificant pearls get value. But the pearl thinks, oh, see how valuable I am. So we are nothing. We are absolutely nothing. When we see people who are crippled, we should close our eyes and remember Sri Guru, Prabhupada and Gaur Nitai, how merciful they have been. How merciful they have been. One heart attack, one paralytic stroke, one brain hemorrhage, and what happens to our ability? Nothing. We can't even speak. We can't sing. We are so proud. Oh, I sang the main shift in the Kirtan Mela. Look how great I am. Oh, everybody saw me on Mayapur TV. I am so famous. What happens if you get a paralytic stroke? Not that I'm wishing that you get, but it's a hypothetical statement. It's such a beautiful meditation. If our brain freezes, for example, I'm sitting and speaking here, but if Krishna cuts the coordination of my thought process and my tongue, I will just sit here and look at all of you, and you will look at me, and that's the end of story. But at every step, Krishna is helping us. Every step. And we want more, and more, and more, and more. And people come up with ads also. Ye dil mange more. This is the statement. This is the thing we must overcome. So much lust, so much greed, so much envy. Lust is basically greed for satisfying the senses. Anger is basically greed to have things my way. If it doesn't work my way, I get angry. And greed in general could be anything. Gross greed, I want wealth, I want position. I am senior brahmachari. Why this devotee is not respecting me? Today happens to be the first disappearance anniversary of His Holiness Gaur Krishna Maharaj. And on this point, I remember a very beautiful pastime. Once one devotee told Gaur Krishna Maharaj, one temple president, look at this devotee. He's been here for 9 months. He has never given dandavat, never offered me dandavat. He never bows down before me. Maharaj, not that I desire honor, but he should know etiquette. I am senior, he is junior. He should bow down to me. Gaur Krishna Maharaj listened to this, smiled, and he said, this is very bad that he is not bowing down to you. As Vaishnava etiquette, we must bow down to everybody for 2 reasons. In fact, 3 reasons. 1, because Krishna sits in everybody's heart. So bowing down before anybody, if you think, oh, that person is not qualified enough, still we can think that Krishna is sitting in his heart, and the Krishna in his heart definitely deserves my dandavat. So I can give my whole prostrated obeisances to everybody. Second, because that devotee is serving Krishna, his body is like a temple. And in temple we bow down. And 3, naturally because, oh, that person is performing more service, so he's better, and therefore I can bow down. So Gaur Krishna Maharaj said, he should bow down to you. That is true. It's very bad that he is not bowing down. He is not offering respect. But that is bad. But you know what is worse? The fact that after 25 years of devotional service, you still desire honor and recognition. Such a wonderful point. So greed necessarily just doesn't mean collecting wealth. Oh, look, I'm a student. I have no wealth, so I'm not greedy. But in our mind, as soon as the prasadam comes in, am I greedy to accept more than what's required? Am I seeing prasadam as Krishna? I am chanting Mahaprasade Govinde, but as soon as the puri is not there, why he's having puri in his plate and why I'm not having puri in my plate? We sit for prasadam also and we compare. Unko kya kya mila? Mujhe kya kya mila? Greed in everything. Having more followers. Oh, look how many people are appreciating me. I am better. I am senior. It's a big, big disease. Big disease. Sripad Sanatan Goswami Pad in Chaitanya Charitamrita, who's the fountainhead of our Guru Varga. Rupa Goswami Pad's Guru. And when he came in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, said, Ke ami, kene amar, jade tapat troy, iha nahi jani Prabhu, kemone hito hoy. Who am I? What is mine? I don't even know, my Lord. I don't even know why this threefold material existence, this Adidaivik, Adibhautik, Adhyatmik acts on me. I don't know anything. And people appreciate me for being a scholar. And look at me, I believe them. My Lord, I have no shelter apart from you. You are the most magnanimous Lord. Namo Mahavadanyaya. And I am the most fallen. My Lord, stop your search. You're searching for the most fallen, you have got it. Please uplift me. But our scenario is little different. If we are qualified, Krishna will protect us. If we are unqualified, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will protect us. But our problem is, we are most unqualified, but we think we are overqualified. So neither Krishna nor Chaitanya can protect us. See? Satya? And therefore, great personalities like Srila Prabhupada has to descend. Who's qualified? Krishna, take them. Who's unqualified and who wants mercy? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, take them. Who's unqualified and doesn't want mercy? Come to me. This is the compassion of Srila Prabhupada. He didn't go to people who were free from false ego. He didn't go to people who were free from desire for wealth. He went to the most fallen and he gave them the highest truth. And they surrendered to Prabhupada and their life was successful. Srila Prabhupada came to New York City and he said, this was daytime, and he said, dark, very dark. Because it was in the mode of ignorance, passion and ignorance. And then Srila Prabhupada gave the order, let's go to a nightclub and distribute back to Godhead, because that's the most fallen place. And Prabhupada didn't even know what's a nightclub, because he asked, what are good places here? And people who were from the hippie background, for them, good places means nightclub. Prabhupada, there is a nightclub here. Prabhupada said, Acha, club? Okay, let's go. Went inside and Prabhupada doesn't know all, darkness, pitch dark. People are dancing naked. And Prabhupada said, New York City is dark, but this place is darker than the darkest. And one devotee there, he was naked. And he was dancing and he saw Prabhupada, whom he called Swamiji then. And he said, Swamiji, oh, what can I do for you? Is this your first visit to the nightclub? What can I do for you? Srila Prabhupada spoke to him. I wouldn't take names, but later this personality became a very, 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 very exalted, stalwart Prabhupada disciple. And later he recollected this and told Srila Prabhupada, I was so fallen. And look at my fortune. I didn't come to you. You came to me. Why did you pick me, Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, because you asked me, how can I serve you? This was your qualification. This is mercy. Sometimes we don't realize what Srila Prabhupada has given us. Last year on the 50th arrival anniversary of Srila Prabhupada in Boston, we had an ocean of Prabhupada disciples. Sannyasis. And they were crying, remembering Srila Prabhupada. And for us, talking about myself, who has never seen or met Srila Prabhupada, it was such a wonderful moment. Because they were talking about how much Prabhupada has done. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj was saying that people nowadays, they make plans to settle in Vrindavan when they get old. Yes, so we get a house now itself, and you work till 50 or 55 or 60. Till then you just keep visiting Vrindavan, and then you say, at the age of 60, I'm going to settle in Vrindavan. Now look at Srila Prabhupada. He was 70 years old. He didn't need a house in Vrindavan. He was at the center of Vrindavan at Radha Damodar temple. And what was he doing? Chanting Naam, serving Krishna, Sadhu Sangha, reading books, taking Charanamrit, doing parikrama. Anything better than this? Srila Prabhupada is an Uttamadhikari Mahabhagavad. Jayadvaita Maharaj said, we leave city life to go to Vrindavan for ourselves. Srila Prabhupada at the age of 70 left Vrindavan to give Vrindavan to the whole world. Isn't this amazing? Srila Prabhupada is such a gift of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all of us. And talking about collection of wealth and attachment to wealth, I'm remembering one more pastime. It's so exciting to talk about Srila Prabhupada, isn't it? As soon as we start talking about Prabhupada, one pastime connects to another. And everybody's having a smile on their face. Look at that. Everybody's enjoying Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki! Yeah. One time, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada This was in India. Came to Srila Prabhupada and showed him a picture of a sadhu. And there was a mountain of wealth, coins. And the sadhu's picture was like this. Meaning that I won't even look at wealth. Srila Prabhupada looked at the picture and smiled. And he said, if I was going to pose for this picture, you know how I would pose? Like this. With the wealth. So everybody, they were perplexed. Srila Prabhupada, you talk about over collection of wealth, and as a sadhu you're going to pose like this? Then Srila Prabhupada explained. Imagine there is a 100 rupee note on the floor. Somebody has dropped a 100 rupee note. There are three kinds of personalities who cross through that note. The first person comes, looks at the note, looks to the right, looks to the left, looks ahead, looks behind, looks up for CCTV cameras, and looks down, confirms that nobody is looking at him, takes the 100 rupee note and puts it in his pocket and just walks away. That's the first mentality. The second person comes, looks at the 100 rupee note, this is not mine, I'm not going to look at this note, whoever it belongs to, let them take it, I'm not going to take it. And he just walks away. Then Srila Prabhupada explained, and the third type of personality, he comes, looks at the note, picks the note, and on the microphone says, who has lost this note? Please take this note. Somebody has lost a 100 rupee note. Please come and take it. And then the person comes and takes it, and this person is happy. Srila Prabhupada asked, out of these three types or classifications, who's the best and who's the worst? So they said, Prabhupada, the third one is the best, because he's taking it and wants to give it back to the person who's lost it. Wants to give it to the person to whom it belongs. He connects the property to the proprietor. And this person is the best. Prabhupada said, now who's the worst? The worst personality is he who takes the property of the proprietor and puts it for himself. Prabhupada said, yes. So the materialist is the first classification. They take the wealth which belongs to Krishna, look to the right, left, up and down, and put it in their own pocket. They take the Sita away from the Ram. They take away the energy of the Lord away from Sri Krishna. They use everything that belongs to Krishna for themselves and claim there is no God. Can you imagine if I take 100 rupee from him and claim to the world that it belongs to me, and I even doubt the existence of this personality? So offensive. Prabhupada said that's the materialist. Now, he said, in the best classification is a devotee. He takes that which is in this world, the 100 rupee note, and asks, whom does it belong to? Through the scripture. And the scripture says it belongs to Krishna, and takes the property, gives it to the proprietor Sri Krishna, and smiles in satisfaction. Srila Prabhupada said, so even if you take my picture like this with the wealth, rest assured, none of these coins are going to go in my pocket. They're all going to go for Krishna's service. Wonderful. So he always explained like this. And Srila Prabhupada time and again talks about this fact that being wealthy is not wrong. In the prayers of King Kulashekara, Mukundamala Stotra, Prabhupada explains the life of King Kulashekara. And he explains how King Kulashekara was such a wealthy king. But he never claimed any of that to be his. His devotion was so intense that it overpowered his wealth. Another example, Pundarik Vidyanidhi in the Chaitanya Charitamrita looked very opulent and luxurious externally, but in his heart, he was an exalted personality, ready to offer that wealth to Krishna. King Prataparudra, another example. So being wealthy and possessing wealth is not a problem. It's not at all a problem. But being proud of that wealth is a problem. Krishna behaves a little differently sometimes. You have Bali Maharaj, who had so much, and Krishna made him a pauper. Yes? And Bali Maharaj says, Pumsha shlagyatamam manye dandam arhattam arpitam Yanna mata pita bhrata suridah chadishantihi. Oh Krishna, the punishment that you have given me, this is so special. Sometimes you find mother, father, brother, sister, they punish out of care. But I can tell you, oh my Lord, nobody has punished like you. Yamna mata pita bhrata surida chadishantihi. So sometimes if you have a lot of wealth and you're getting proud for more and more and more, Krishna takes it away. Hari. And on the flip side, 2 cantos later, there is a personality called Sudama who has nothing. And he's on the verge of getting proud of his poverty. Oh, I have nothing. Oh, only I have nothing. Everybody has. Look, there is nothing. And he was getting attached to poverty. Bali Maharaj was getting attached to being rich and Krishna took it away. And here was Sudama getting attached to not having anything and Krishna took it away too. Krishna syasit sakha kaschit brahmano brahmavittama virakta indriyartheshu prashantatma jitendriya. What a wonderful description of Sudama. Shukdev Goswami says, the best part about Sudama is that even if he didn't have anything, there was one thing that he possessed. Complete control over his senses. And he was satisfied. So having wealth is not a problem. But being proud because of that wealth, having greed, that's the problem. Again in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, just forgive me, it's just too much irritation. Again in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, for those who want to go to hell, how many of us want to go to hell? Okay, nobody. So then this verse is very important because we have to avoid these 3. Krishna says, those who want to go to hell, don't worry. There are 3 doors. Sometimes you find if there's only one door and there's a big line, there's competition. Who's going to go in first? But for hell, there's so much of competition because the whole civilization is going to hell. So instead of one door, Krishna has made 3 doors. You can enter through front door, back door or side door. Trividam narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodha tatha lobha tasmad etatrayam tyajet. Krishna says, oh Arjuna, there are 3 gates to hell. And those who are interested in hell can enter through any one of these. Trividam, 3 kinds of. Dwaram, what are they? Kamaha, which means lust. Krodaha, anger. Lobha, the hero of our discussion, greed. Tasmad etat trayam tyajet. Krishna says, give up these 3 because any one of these 3 will drag you to hell. Very bad place to be in. So therefore, this is a policy which has come time and again and again and again. So as I said, Srila Prabhupada taught us how to use wealth in 2 ways. So point 1, through charity and preaching. And point 2, very important, Prabhupada taught us how to be greedy for spiritual wealth. He said, be greedy for collecting that wealth which you can take even after death. Krishna says in the Gita again in chapter 2, Neha bhikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Krishna says bhakti is such a wealth, such wonderful, great, transcendental spiritual asset that even little performance of bhakti saves us from the greatest danger. Which means you can take bhakti from one lifetime to another. Can we take our education from this life to the next? Yes or no? Can we take our Rupa Saundarya from one life to the next? Can we take our family, dynasty, Jat, Kul Adi, Janma? Yes or no? Can we take our prowess? Can we take our money? None of this we can take. There's only one thing that we can carry from one life to another, and that is bhakti. Prahlad Maharaj in the same canto, he says very beautifully, Manye dhana bijana rupa tapashrutauja steja prabhava bala paurusha buddhi yoga Naradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumsam bhaktya tutoshu bhagavan gajayutapaya. He says you cannot carry any of this to the next life, and therefore you cannot satisfy Krishna with any of this. What are they? Manye dhana, which means wealth. Abhijana, contact. Sometimes we have contacts, right? वो प्रभु जी का बहुत पहुंच है. This devotee is very influential. Don't stop him. He knows the Prime Minister. But none of this attracts Krishna. Manye, dhana, abhijana, rupa, tapa, shruta, education, learning, ojas, sensory expertise, teja, effulgence, prabhava, influence over others, bala, strength, buddhi, intellect, yoga, mystic potency. Na aradhanaya hi bhavanti parasya pumsam. Prahlad Maharaj says all of this are useless if they are not connected to Krishna. Because none of this attracts Krishna. And only one thing attracts Krishna, and that is bhaktya tutoshu bhagavan gajayutapaya. He gives the example of Gajayuta, Gajendra. He says, look at Gajendra. Exalted birth? No. Contacts? No. Education? No. Beauty? No. Bhakti? Yes. Did he get Krishna? Yes. In the Padyavali, Rupa Goswami gives a counter verse to this. Here, Prahlad Maharaj says these things don't work. And in the Padyavali, Rupa Goswami says, Vyadasya charanam dhruvasya chavayor vidya gajendrasya ka. He says, Krishna doesn't see age to give bhakti and mercy. Because if Krishna considered our age, how did Prahlad and Dhruva get Krishna's mercy? They had bhakti. So even if they were young, Krishna gave mercy. Vidya gajendrasya ka. Krishna doesn't consider our knowledge and education. Because Gajendra had bhakti, no education, still he got mercy. Kubja had no, she was hunchback. So she had no bodily beauty, but she had some attraction for Krishna. And therefore Krishna gave her mercy, although no beauty. Kubjaya kimu nama rupam adhikam kim sudhamno tad dhanam. Sudama had no wealth, but he had bhakti, and that attracted Krishna. Kim sudhamno tad dhanam. Vamsha kim vidura. Vidura was son of a maidservant. Krishna doesn't even consider our aristocratic birth. Oh, I'm Brahmin by birth. So what if you don't have bhakti? If you're a Brahmin by birth and if you're not reaching Krishna, shrama eva hi kevalam, useless. But if you're the lowest chandal, you have history of being a dog eater in your last life. But if you give up all malpractices and surrender to Sriman Narayana, Sri Vishnu, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, then everything is taken care. Everything is taken care. Shuchi hai, muchi hai, yadi Krishna tyaje. Muchi hai, shuchi hai, yadi Krishna bhaje. The most exalted become the most fallen if they give up Krishna. And the most fallen become the most exalted if they accept Krishna. So this is our process. Srila Prabhupada explained in the first point, the material wealth that we have, use it for Krishna. And with the spiritual, on the spiritual note, Prabhupada told us how to be greedy for accumulating bhakti, which is the actual wealth, which we can carry forward lifetime after lifetime. In the Mukundamala Stotra by Kulashekara, King Kulashekara, which Srila Prabhupada's book, this is, I've seen this as a fact that when we say Mukundamala Stotra, devotees in ISKCON also, they think, which book is this? But this is one of our Srila Prabhupada's works. He has given painstakingly word by word meaning, translation and purport. And I'm pretty sure it will be available in the bookstore also. You can purchase this book, and it's a beautiful work. Over 50 verses, and it's an outpour of this great saint, King Kulashekara. So in that, King Kulashekara says, Yat Krishna pranipata dhuli dhavalam yad varshma tadvai shiras te netre tamaso jite suruchire yabhyam harir drishyate Sa buddhir vimalendu shankha dhavala ya madhava dhyayini sa jivhamrita varshini pratipadam yastauti narayanam. Beautiful verse. King Kulashekara says, if you have desire to be first class, first, better than others, we have that desire, right? At least for myself. If you want to be better than others. Competitive spirit. Material world gives us catchy titles also. Angry young man, as if it's a big achievement. People worship. Oh, look at that anger. Somebody is lusty, they say, oh, he's thirsty for ambition. Or greedy, thirsty for ambition. Oh, he's competitive. We give catchy titles and put anarthas. We hide anarthas. So King Kulashekara says, if you want to be first class, I'll give you the formula how to be first. He says, Yad Krishna pranipata dhuli dhavalam tadvarshma tadvaishiras. That head which has become white with the dust of the ground because of repeated dandavat in front of Hari, Guru and Vaishnav, that head is first. We think that head is first, which is having a big crown or a turban with gold and jewels and pearls. King Kulashekara, who's a king and also a devotee, he says, no. I have the turban, but I've removed it. The actual decoration on the head is not the turban, is not the crown. Yad Krishna pranipata dhuli. That dust from the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, that dust from the lotus feet of Sri Guru, and that dust from the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, when that is on the head, that head is first class. Now from the head he comes down to the eyes. Te netre tamaso jite suruchire yabhyam harir drishyate. He says that eyes which have stopped seeing rajasic and tamasic objects of this world and enjoy taking darshan of Sri Krishna, in my opinion, those eyes are first class. Then he thought, from the head I came to the eyes, but I left the buddhi in the middle. So he goes back up. Sa buddhir vimalendu shankha dhavala. Vimala indu shankha dhavala. 4 words. Vimala, pure. Indu, or Vimala basically means without spots. Mala, Vimala, without spots. Sa buddhir vimalendu. Indu means moon. So that intellect is as white as a spotless moon or as white as a conch shell. Which buddhi is white as conch shell? Ya madhava dhyayini. That mind which thinks of Krishna, in my opinion, that is the whitest, if there's a word like that in the English dictionary. Then he comes down and he says, Sa jivha amrita varshini. That tongue is pouring nectar in the whole world. Which tongue? Sa jivha amrita varshini pratipadam, at every step. Ya stauti narayanam. That tongue which glorifies Sri Krishna or Narayana is first class. So if we really want to be first class, we can follow the instructions of Prabhupada. He taught us, come take darshan every day. So eyes are first class. And when we come in front of them, what do? We bow down. So head is first class. And we don't just bow down, we chant prayers. So tongue is first class. And when we chant and see and bow down, we think of Radha Rasabihariji or whoever Ishtadev. I was almost going to say Radha Gopi Vallabha because those are the deities in Boston. Radha Rasabihariji. Come and stand in front of them. And when we naturally see them and remember them, the mind gets fixed to them. So in this way, we can become first class by following this principle. So this is how we develop that greed. The greed to bow down to Krishna. The greed to chant the names of Krishna and glorify Krishna through the Bhagavatam. The greed to see the forms of the Lord. And the greed to remember Krishna. This is the spiritual greed. This is the wealth, the over-collection that we should be greedy for. Last point before I wrap up. I would like to chant a verse, and I would request humbly in front of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis if you can repeat after me. This is a prayer by a great devotee, and at the end of the prayer I'll tell you what the meaning is. Yes? Okay. Vicheyani vicharyani vichintyani punah punah kripanasya dhananiva tvannamani bhavantu naha. Vicheyani vicharyani vichintyani punah punah kripanasya dhananiva tvannamani bhavantu me. So one last time. Vicheyani vicharyani vichintyani punah punah kripanasya dhananiva tvannamani bhavantu me. It's very apt for this discussion. The Vaishnava Acharya is saying, Vicheyani vicharyani vichintyani punah punah. He says, just like a miser who collects money, what does he do? He collects, counts, and remembers his money. Yes? He collects, counts, and remembers. What are the three words? He collects, counts, and remembers. So the prayer is, just as a miser collects, counts, and remembers his material wealth, my dear Sri Krishna, let me collect, count, and remember your holy names. So this prayer is to increase our spiritual greed. And this we cannot do on our own. So we are praying to Krishna, I am greedy. Let me accept this fact. I am greedy. But I'm hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam that this greed is not correct. And that I have to be greedy for your holy names. Krishna, from you everything emanates. Aham sarvasya prabhava. So this greed, spiritual greed also comes from you. Please bless me. Just like a miser collects, counts, and remembers his wealth, let me collect, count, and remember your holy name. Kripanasya dhananiva twan namani bhavantu me. Let me remember your holy names like that. And then, through the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all our exalted Rupanuga, Guru Varga, Srila Prabhupada, and all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, when that greed comes in our heart, what happens? The more you have, the more you want. And the more you have, you think you don't have it. And the more you have, the more you want. And this goes on. Anand ambudi vardhanam pratipadam. At every step there is an outburst of nectar and we don't want to stop. Purnamrita swadhanam. Sarvatma snapanam. So much spiritual greed that the soul gets drenched in ecstasy in Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So at this, at the end of all of these points and all the different aspects that were discussed from Srila Prabhupada's purport, part 1, the world dealing with money, and part 2, how devotees should deal with wealth. I beg at the lotus feet of all the devotees, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, that being a conditioned soul, making mistakes is one of the 4 defects. So definitely there are mistakes in the presentation. So please forgive me. All the shortcomings please neglect. Like Srinivasa, Govinda, Balaji, Venkateshwara, please close your eyes at all the faults in my presentation. And all the points of our acharyas like Jagannath, open your eyes and just accept that. Jagannath just accepts the good in others, and Venkateshwara closes the eyes when the faults of the Vaishnavas come into the picture. On that note, thank you so much for tolerating me. This is the first time I am speaking here in the presence of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Krishna and all of you. This is only by the order of Brajahari Prabhu. I don't know how much more I can express my gratitude to all of you today. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So it's 9:27, I believe, and I was told 9:30 is the upper limit. So we have maybe 2 minutes. If there are questions or comments, we can take. But I have to honestly tell you, I'm not qualified to answer your questions. I have a short domain. So if that fits my domain, I will say something that I think is appropriate. But if it's out, there are Vaishnavas, you may kindly speak. Corrections? Yes, that's very, all seniors in age and in bhakti. So any corrections, mistakes, please just tell me so that I can improve my service. So this is Canto 11 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 9, Text 29. Labdhva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavante manushyam arthadam anityam apiha dhira turnam yateta na patet anumrityu yavat nihshreyasaya vishayam khalu sarvatasyat. So those who are interested can keep this verse in the throat. Saraswati Thakur loved this verse. So this basically means labdva sudurlabham idam. After obtaining this sudurlabha, this rare gift of human form, labdva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavante, at the end of billions and billions of births. Manushyam arthadam, this wealth of human form, how is it? Anityam, it's temporary. Therefore a dhira, sober man, turnam, he should quickly, what should he do? Turnam yateta, he should endeavor for getting Krishna. Till what point? Na patet anumrityu yavat. Till the time his body doesn't, human form doesn't fall to the ground at death, till then we must work. Nihshreyasaya vishayam khalu sarvatasyat. So the importance of the gift and how to use it. And Srila Prabhupada is actually an embodiment of that verse. Because we find that even during the last days before Srila Prabhupada's departure, he was translating and he was speaking, outpouring Bhaktivedanta purports to the 14th chapter of the 10th canto, the Brahma Vimohan Leela. Very fascinating. Prabhupada is speaking to us how we should not be bewildered. Even Brahma got bewildered, how we should also not be bewildered. And till that chapter Prabhupada spoke, even at the last moment. The video is there even on YouTube, where Prabhupada, even during the last minutes, he's chanting the names of Krishna and he's saying how we should keep away from sense gratification and always try to be in devotee association. So Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas are not simply reading from the books, theoretically, but practically showing us in their lives as self-realized Mahabhagavats. So, okay, I think that's it. So I'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki.